Jay, take it away, man. Just tell us a little bit about how this came to be. Is this your first documentary, and how did you choose Kevin?
I've always been obsessed with documentaries. I've been more inspired by documentaries than I have by mainstream films. So I always knew I wanted to do one. I just needed to wait for the right time and the right person, and like I explained in the film itself, in the early 90s in Austin, Texas, Kevin was Kevin is the most inspired person that I've ever known in my life, and he's been kind of a beacon and sort of like a touchstone for me over the years to continue to stay true to who I am and whatever channels are coming through me. So I'm very blessed to be able to make the studio films that I make, but a lot of times you are making decisions as a committee. You are every time you want to do something, you have to run it up the flagpole and not necessarily get approval, but at least articulate why you're doing it, what you're doing, and all the reasons behind it and what you hope to achieve by doing it. And I just started having this yearning to go back to making films the way I used to, and the way that my brother and I did, which is caveman style, which is just get some stuff up and running. Let's put some stuff in front of us. Let's film it and let's modify it as it goes. And Kevin in particular started to come to mind. I'd always been wondering what was going on with him, where he was, what was happening with him, and so I sent him that email, and luckily he responded, and we embarked upon a 3-4 year journey that's continuing right now. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this is a life experience first and a movie second. The movie happens to be quote unquote over, but the life experience continues. I mean, I saw Kevin 2 nights ago in Los Angeles. He had 2 engagements. He played here at night. I just had a baby boy, so I was able to steal away for like an hour and 22 minutes and see Kevin play, and the documentary played, and now I'm able to do this Skype with you guys. So it's been an incredible journey, and I just feel happy and lucky to be a part of it. I would just say that in general, the biggest part of my journey, I guess, as an artist has been learning how to stop thinking very consciously about what I'm doing and sort of try to just open the channels and let whatever's trying to come through. And that's something that, just knowing Kevin, knowing who he was, listening to his music helped that process. I mean, Kevin is really the ultimate in a channel. His whole MO is getting himself out of the way and essentially tuning his spirit and tuning his body, tuning his mind to the frequencies that, it sounds crazy. I mean, I'm in Los Angeles right now. I'm like, oh God, I sound like a total weird new age dude out here. I should probably have a wheatgrass shot right now while I'm talking to you guys. And I think it even runs deeper than that. I don't think it's about art. Like Kevin said in his interview, and back in 1990 probably. I think that everyone is an artist, and everyone is a creator, and ultimately everyone's goal is to clarify and to purify themselves so that whatever needs to come through can come through. Because if you view art and life as something that you yourself are creating, as a very limited and egoic perspective on things, and if you can open the channels and let things work through you that are way bigger than your tiny mind can come up with. In all of my 20s, I made a lot of films, and they were terrible, and they're currently hiding in the basement of my mom's house. It wasn't until I guess it was 2002 when I was just really depressed, and I was figuring out I had to quit this because I wasn't any good at it. And then my brother said, no, we're making a movie today. And I said, we don't have lights, we don't have crew members, we don't have any of that. And he's like, I don't care, we have mom and dad's little video camera. And so what we did is, he said, just come up with an idea. And so I came up with this idea about that had happened to me a week before, which is me trying to perfect the personal greeting of my answering machine, failing to do so, and then having a nervous breakdown, which is hilarious in retrospect, but at the time it was totally tragic, you know? So we shot this short film. We bought a tape at like 7-Eleven, and we shot the short film for $3.50 and on a home video camera, and it went to Sundance, and it got written up in Variety as like one of the best shorts at Sundance that year. We got an agent, we got a lawyer. But I think most importantly, my whole life I had been trying to make films from this intellectual sort of like perspective, you know, and the movies were just terrible. And then finally, I just made a movie about something that I really didn't understand and that just terrified me and made me giggle at the same time, you know, and it was very personal, and it was embarrassing and it was, you know, ridiculous. So I just made a movie about a guy trying to perfect his answering machine message, and lo and behold, Variety writes about it, and they're like, the Duplass brothers have created an epic film of man versus machine proportions. They started writing about all these like massive, critical cultural theory, as if we had employed all these things. And the reality is like I finally just got out of the way of the film that needed to be made. And I mean, I just feel like I was just lucky that I was there when it happened, basically.